Okay, so the next album I'm going to talk about is the new album from the Mommyheads. It's called No Quietus. Mommyheads are a New York City progressive indie band that have been around since the late 80s. No Quietus is their 17th album. Now, I've been friendly with Adam Elk, who's the singer-guitar player in the band, for a couple of years. I actually, although they don't remember this, they did stay at my house in the 90s one time when they were on tour in like 94, 95 or something. The band stayed at my apartment one night when they played in Wisconsin. So let's say we've been friends for a couple of years, and so every year when the Mommyheads are about to put a new album out, because they put one out every single year, they send a little goodie package with the new CD, and then some type of, like a coffee mug here. This was for the Mommyheads. Okay, and I got a different one for Genius Killer. This is an album from a couple years ago. And I have another one too, but I broke the handle off on accident, and so it's sitting upstairs with a super glue, and I'm just going to have to get it together. I've also gotten mouse pads from them and stuff. So every year they send me a little package with the new album and some stuff. And I have to tell you that when I opened the package and I pulled this out, I thought they made a mistake. Okay? The album is on CD or digital. It's not on vinyl yet, as far as I know. This album, I thought they they made a mistake, or they were reissuing their old album. Because when I pulled this out, I was like, well, this is the album they did last year. Okay, it's not. It was this one. But you can see there are two variations on the same theme. This was One Eyed Band from last year. This is No Quietus from this year. So the dark and the light, and it's basically the same image. And this is No Quietus, and the word quietus means, a final settlement as of a debt, removal from activity, especially death, something that quiets. It's basically release from life, a settlement of debt or obligation, or anything that ends or suppresses something. So this is the end of suppression, according to them. And although you would think it's, okay, so no death, it's a more positive vibe, it's a lighter image on the cover. I don't know. I feel that sometimes with the lyrics, it's hard to say. As you know, I don't want to interpret it, and I'm not going to, okay? So with this, the band's 17th studio album, which is now available on their Bandcamp page. You can go to their website, mommyheads.com, and order it there. And as of November 7th, it will be available for streaming. But they did put it out on Bandcamp for about a month first to get people to actually purchase it or whatever. And if they do make vinyl, and they've made vinyl in the past, it'll be coming out later. But right now, this is only on CD or digital. So over the years, I have seen the Mommyheads get glowing reviews and get written about in a lot of prog rock websites, prog rock YouTube channels. Just basically, if you're a fan of prog, you somehow like the Mommyheads, and they all hear something in the Mommyheads that sounds prog to them, and they like it. I'm not a huge prog guy, I'll be honest. A couple of bands here and there, but I'm not a massive prog guy. But when I put on the album for the first time, and I heard the first song, Triumph and Crash, and it has this sort of this synthy kind of intro, and I'm like, okay, for the first time, I'm hearing the prog. I heard it. I was like, I get what people are saying. Now, I don't think it's definitely not a prog album in terms of like 8-minute songs with huge solos and that kind of stuff. But it is progressive in the fact that these guys are amazing musicians. They change time signature. They change this. They change that. They're doing really complicated stuff musically, but it comes off to the casual listener, like such as myself, as just enjoyable indie pop. They used to get compared a lot to XTC more than anyone. And I always thought they were kind of like an American XTC to a certain degree. Lyrically, these songs are some of their best. Triumph and Crash is sort of like the story of the Mommyheads in a little bit, where he talks about how he'd rather maintain his integrity than reach like critical mass. And that is sort of the way Mommyheads kind of work. They gave up on that searching for the brass ring, and they just settled down to this is where we are now. We're going to be true to ourselves and not try to pretend to be something else that would maybe get us a little bit further along. The Mommyheads are a completely self-sustaining band. They're from New York. And like I said, they're older guys. They're older than I am by at least a year or two, I would think. And at this point, they're satisfied with their small core group of fans, okay, who can sell enough copies of their album, either on CD or digitally from Bandcamp, that they make enough money to pay for recording costs for next time, for mastering, for artwork and stuff, and then they can just keep doing it. It's a self-sustaining thing. They don't need anything else. They do play shows. They've played occasionally in the United States in limited doses. They go to Europe a lot. Sweden is a big country for them. But I guess my thing is, I think if you're looking for incredibly intelligent music, great playing, great lyrics, great vocals, instrumental parts, all of them are great. Every single song on this is great. I personally like Black Veins. I like I'm Your Apocalypse. I mentioned Triumph and Crash already. Race Car Brain. The Beast is Back. Great video for that one, too. And then the song at the end, It's Only Life. Well, first of all, I would say Strong. Strong is the one that gets me a little bit emotionally. That's a great tune. And then the last one, It's Only Life, maybe giving the rest of the message for the rest of the album or something like that. I mean, it's hard to say, but God, this is a beautiful record. And I sing the praises of the Mommyheads every single time, and I don't know if it's reaching people or anyone cares. But I'm just going to always be on record. This will for sure be in the top 10, like without question. There's no doubt about it. Every single Mommyheads record makes my top 20, top 10, whatever. This will be in the top 10. I listen to this over and over and over. Glad it's finally hitting the streamers. So for those of you cheapskates who won't buy the album, that'll only stream it, now you can hear how great this album is too. So the other album we're talking about today is the Mommyheads' No Quietus, the band's 17th album. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.